Hello and welcome to Coffee and Card week 2 of August 2024 and this month we're featuring the Full of Life Designer Series paper, which matches loads and loads of different colours and is very vibrant, and we're matching it with the Wanted to Say dies, which we have used in a previous Coffee and Card. And today's card we're going to use one of my favourite pieces, and it's this rainbow piece. How cute is that? So it is gorgeous. Siri is taking dictation here for some reason, only known to on my watch. Goodness knows why. I found my iridescent faceted gems. Look at those. Don't know if you can see on camera. They're just so sparkly. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and again I've repeated the pattern of using the back of the Designer Series paper. Look at that, how wow is that, to feature your words. And this time I've backed them on white. I think it's on the next one. Yes, the next one, next week's card, I've actually used the Designer Series paper for the letters and the backing. So it is a very colourful card next week. So let's get everything out of the little envelope. Pop that down there. So in your card, you have got some thick basic white, 21, 14.4, 14.85. 21 by 14.85 scored at 10.5 to give you a book fold card, and your envelope. I'll pop that to one side. You've got a piece of blueberry bushel which is 1/2 centimetre smaller. So if you wanted to do this imperially, what I suggest you do is do your normal card size and then just make it 1/4 inch smaller. Or whatever your preferred border is, and that will give you this. And then this is 1/2 centimetre smaller again, but I'll show you how I've cut this to get it the way I wanted it. Then I've got another Radiating Stiches rectangle, this time in crushed curry, and some scrap white for your sentiment. And I've just kept this to remind myself how I've cut out that sentiment. So I've done it with the blue and the pink, and so I've done it from this side, and that way I've ended up with the centre of this offset slightly. Okay, so the centre of the pattern is actually under here, so you've got more of a spread here, less of a spread there, which is what I wanted. So what I actually did was measure how wide this was, the sentiment was, and cut it out, and it is 4.5 centimetres. So the first thing you need to do is cut 4.5 centimetres off this side if you want to follow me. If you want to do a different design, then you don't have to, but I'm going to cut 4.5 centimetres off this side here and use that for my die cutting. So let's pop all this to one side, get out my trimmer, you lot can go over there. So I am going to cut 4.5 centimetres off this, so which will give me my piece for my die cutting. Move that up a bit so you can see it better. Can you see it? Yes, you can. 4.5 centimetre. Okay, so that is wide enough to do. I mean, it's beautiful on its own, isn't it? How gorgeous is that? And I wanted a blue and pink because I've used the blueberry bushel as my base colour. I've put it up at this side, although you'll pick up a little bit of the crushed curry down at the bottom as well. So I'll put that there. And now we need to cut this 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. So because what I quite like is that the centre is up and right to the left, so I'm going to cut from the top. So I'm going to pop that down to 13.9, and we're cutting off here, so this will be off-centred to the left and up. Okay, there we go. So I think that can go. That can go to school, and then I'm going to make it 9.5 centimetres wide. So again, I'm cutting off this side so that this stays, because if I cut it off here again, that really would be over to this side, and more than artistically necessary, if you see what I mean. So again, that strip, you could use it on the inside of the card if you wanted. I'm going to pop it in the school bag. Right, so and now I'm going to cut out my 2 die cut pieces. Now I've done that, So here we are. Just get out. I had my, there it is. I had my machine literally a second ago. So I am going to take the thinner die, so that's the more filled one. So this has got the thinner for the letters on, and I am going to again cut it. So we've got blue and pink and yellow on it. So I'm just going to position it on the back there and put my other plate. Ugh, do I say, you know what I do? Right, I'm just going to line that up and just bring that. So as I say, it's a tight fit, but I wanted to leave, didn't want to go too close to that white centre of the designer series paper. Right, so that's my detailed words. Just squish those off. And then the background words, which go on your scrap of white. There we go. And then it is just a case of building it up. So if you want more details about the measurements, I'll pop them in the description below. But you can always rewind and have another look about how I centred or cut out my mat, the pattern paper, to get the starburst where I wanted it. So you just pause and rewind and have another look. Right, so here we are again with our sticking our words together. Oh, it's come out, that's fine. So if you wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be too much yellow because we've got quite a bit, but you can see this one I've put it down lower, so we've got more of the, I'll put it on there so you can see there. So you can see the different colourway I've got by putting it lower down on the paper. So with less blue, but with more of the purple and the red and the orange at the bottom, or the yellowy at the bottom. Okay, and you'd be pleased to hear, those of you who watched last week's video know that I have found my diamantes. So I think I might have already told you. It's been a busy day. And it's still really hot. Right, let's get rid of all the bits. It's still centred. Right, so again, I'll get my silicone mat, which is in the catalogue and is indispensable, particularly when doing fine detail like this. Okay, and then I'm going to just pop some little dots of glue around my letters. Again, paying attention to the ends and the loops so that we're getting glue everywhere you need them. See, the silicone mat's great because when you completely miss, like I keep doing, because I can't get my head directly over the top without standing up because my lighting's in the way, I'm having to do it like this. So I'm not always hitting, don't forget the ends of your T, everything. So just little bits of glue. You can do this with a Tombow applicator, just takes a bit of practice. It's just I found, actually this, I think this came from Amazon, but it's my friend Liz from Crafting Kindness who gave me this. And that's crafting with a K. Well worth looking her out on Facebook. Right, let's pop this back on. Grab my tweezers. Ah, missed. It's always worth a quick check. I didn't do the S. You can sort of slide glue underneath using like a cocktail stick or your bone folder, but it is worth making sure that all the ends of your letters are covered so they don't bounce up. Okay. Right. And as before, I'm going to put them through Trying to get myself in the right position. So I'm lining up my beginnings of the words, and then I'll come back and lift the ends of the words. So I found this is the best way to do it with this sentiment, that you can then get everything. Good pair of angled nose tweezers are invaluable generally for crafting. I think I've got about 3 pairs now. Stampin' Up! Do some that are really good as well. They come in a pack of tools in the catalogue. Oops, sorry, I keep hitting the camera today. Right, so we just need to put everything together now. Get rid of all of those. Get to my trusty glue. So I'm going to start. I mean, how it seems with all of these papers, the upside of having double-sided paper is you've got lots of different patterns to choose from. The downside is you have to choose whether you're going to use one side or the other, which I always struggle with a little bit. Right, so let's just get that there. The wiggle room. Okay, and then I'm going to stick it on the card like that, so the centre is up and to your left. There we go. Remembering just a very fine line of glue, you don't need loads, it's really strong. Okay. And then I just glued this in place on here. I didn't double dimension, so there's dimension underneath the Radiating Stiches rectangle, but not above. And again, remembering the ends of loops so that they don't jump up. Lost my tweezers. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this in place and add some diamantes, and then I'll stick them to the front of the card. So I've used 1 big one and then 2 little ones. Sorry, my teenager just burst in there and has burst out again. I'm sure I can wait until I finish videoing. My only teenager now, my second youngest child is now 20, so I'm on my last teenager. Just using the edges of the dimensionals to stick it on. There we go. This one on this corner. And then I'm just going to finish off my little ones down the middle. So one, pop one there. One there, one there. Officially finished. I can officially throw that one away. Right. Let's get all these backings off. So now it's August, as demonstrators are getting a look at the new Christmas catalogue, and that goes live at the beginning of September. If you don't have a demonstrator and you want me to send you a copy of it, just pop a message in the chat below and I'll contact you. But I can already see an online version of it and I'm going to be penniless. There's so many gorgeous stuff that I need to buy. There we go. Right, so that's card number 2. So lovely get well card for somebody. So take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye.